All right. Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to stream. Oh my god. It's a slow day. It's a sleepy day. I feel like everything kind of just feels like really slow today. Does anyone else feel that? I feel like that's the energy that I've been that has kind of been introduced to the day, has been introduced to the afternoon. But that's okay. Today's like a chill stream anyway, so it's not like we're doing anything super intensive regardless. Today's the stream title says we are doing a crit stream. Today is a crit stream for comics. If you have previously submitted for the stream, then that is what we are going to be going through for today. I picked, because normally with these crit streams, I normally pick like 6 different pieces, because I'm like, it's like 20 minutes per thing. But I'm like, this time around, this time around I went with 4, just because like comics take a little bit longer to do critique for, and it's like 2 of the ones that I picked are a little bit longer. They're multi-page ones. It's like 2 of the ones that I picked are just single page, and then 2 of them that I picked are more than 4 pages. So I was like, it is like, I think it'll be cool if like we spend longer on a couple of them. If I ended up overestimating and we end up not needing that amount of time, then this can just become a Q&A stream if we want. So then it can kind of just be fun for the end of it as well. No, that's not tea. Listen. Okay. Get a warm compress. Take some ibuprofen. DSIS. Try to get comfortable. I understand. Hi Paula. But yes, that's what we are going to be doing today. If you don't know too much about the studio, don't know too much, if you're haven't really come here before, hello, my name is Jessie. I'm one of the instructors here at Wing Canvas. I specialize mostly in comics and creatures and characters, and we here are a school of illustration and visual storytelling dedicated to helping art nerds turn their passion into income. I'm also skipping, we don't have the art submissions today because this entire stream is submissions. So I didn't think we would do more submissions on top of that, because that doesn't really make sense. So we're just going to be going through the comics that were submitted this time around. Alright, let's get into it though. So we can just jump directly in there. Oh, Adpocalypse. Hang on, I'll wait for... I'll wait for Paula for the heck of it. I've been my toothless. I just realized I didn't ask you guys how you're doing. How have you been? How have you been since I've last been here? How are you all doing right now? What's the energy? What's the vibe? How has the week been? Why am I a cow? Because I have cow ears on my headphones. Fish. I love a good fish. Very motivated. Okay, that's really good. I'm glad that you're motivated. That makes one of us. I'm kidding. My iPad doesn't have an ad block. Hard time. My day's better now. Vibes. Anxious? Real. That's actually so real. Been tired. It's 3 a.m. for you? Go to sleep. Blizzard in Toronto yesterday was crazy. Oh my god, hi! How are you? I haven't seen you in forever. Yes, the Blizzard in Toronto yesterday was crazy. I don't want to, like, dox you, just in case. But hello, hi! Hi, Joe! It's been forever, how are you doing? Finishing comics are hard, everything else true. Pretty chill? That's good. We love a good chill week. A ball animating for games art contest? That's super fun. I respect animators greatly. I can't animate to save my life. But I hope you're doing well, Joe. It's been a bajillion years. Finish comics is harder. It's true. Alright. Let's jump into it now, then. Because I see Paula's back. It's your day off? Nice. I love that. Alright, let's get into it. This first one was submitted by Scribs. Scribs with 3 S's. What did they say? Oh, no. I should have kept the doc open. Hang on. Hold the phone. Hold on. Don't tell me. Hold the phone. Scribs. That's so funny. The only Scribs that I know is from my old D&D campaign. Let me fix some formatting, hang on. Okay. Scribs here, so they need some help with composition, plus environmental help. I can draw my characters good enough to be satisfied with the environment looks muddy. Ah, well. Oh, hi, Faye. Scribs. I can't really type well because I'm trying while watching this. No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So backgrounds are interesting within comics because it's one of those things where realistically, like, unless the background is a main focus, you're not going to be focusing on it, right? Like, if you're, like, doing some kind of background, the best, like, piece of advice that I can give is, like, realistically, like, don't try so hard with it. Honestly, like, if you have, like, a background here and it's like, oh, because what this is telling me right now is that this is just a field that goes on for a really long time. So another, like, thing that you could do, like, I don't know what the intended background was here, but a really easy thing that you could do is just, it's like, if you just want to have, like, a field, like, that's fine. Like, you have some kind of field. You don't even need to put in, like, grass texture. You just put in, like, just the general field and, like, maybe shapes of, like, trees or, like, mountains or hills in the distance. Just shapes of them. Like, you don't even need to do the full thing, and then, like, clouds and whatever, right? And that, like, will just kind of help set a scene, like, if it is, like, a big field. Otherwise, it's like, maybe you want some trees in the background. You just kind of have to think about what the general overall setting is, and that'll, like, help a ton. But another really big thing is, like, again, like, especially with comic backgrounds, like, you need to think about what the background is for. Like, do you actually need it in there? Because sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can get away with just a solid color. Like, frankly, these two panels, like, I can see, like, it's like, oh, you kept in the sky there, and that's perfectly fine. Honestly, actually, this panel, I don't think I would have done the grass. I think I would have kept this all, like, just a single... I actually might have made this black. Like, if you made the whole thing black and you're focused more on, like, the scattered, like, memories. I love this, like, sequence right here. I really like this. Like, the way that you've done this. It's like they're, like, shattered pieces of glass for, like, memory, and they, like, kind of fade away as you, like, go down. That's a really cool solution. It's like, I really like this. I would have made this, like, I would have isolated this more. It's like, if you can keep in the table here. I love this. The secondary movement is great with the onomatopoeia. It's fantastic. I would have made this all black, because then it's like, if you keep the background, like, all black, then it's like, actually, I could just do that. If you just went in and you, like, oh, it's gonna be kind of hard to replicate with, like, what do you call it? Yeah, the shadow part's really cool. Okay, so to do this, then this would also be, like, faded into black instead of the blue. There is no quicker way to do this, I'm sorry. I kind of have to do all this by hand. I'm like, I could try to magic wand it, but there are some hues that are, like, really close, and I'm like, I don't want to... This is this is slightly more precise and gives you a better visual this way. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So, like, when you have, like, this all... Like, backgrounds sometimes... Like, backgrounds just as much as actual, like, parts of the illustration. Backgrounds are also, like, you can... There's a lot of solutions that you can have for backgrounds, right? And, like, the same thing here. It's like you would use, like, a... Sorry, don't mind me. So I try to exact this up a little bit more. right? You can kind of see how that isolates it, right? It's like it helps it feel a little more important. And it's like, realistically, it's like drawing in a background every single time. You don't need to do that. Like, you can really easily, like, get away with not drawing a background a lot, actually, with comics. Comics specifically. Either not drawing in a background, or, like, being really simple with it. Like this. It's like, I would keep the table here. But yeah, just get rid of that. Right? You can kind of feel that difference. Right? You see how it sort of isolates the emotion? Yeah, it makes the glass pop. It makes it kind of feel like you're really focusing on that emotion by comparison. Right? And it feels a little less busy too now, right? It's like the panels feel more isolated. They feel a little bit stronger. So it's like, yeah, it's like sometimes you don't even need a background. Like, just this, like, sky is really good. But try and think about what, like, the background is going to be. And, like, for the original, like, thing here, like this sort of feedback, like if you wanted to do like that kind of background where it's like just the grass and the sky, like you just had in like a sky, right, and then you put in the grass on the bottom. As it gets farther away, like have it be more and more like atmospheric perspective-y. It's like have it be like bluer the farther back it goes. Like you want it to get closer and closer to the color of the sky as you get farther and farther back into space. Right? And you can kind of see how that sort of like creates like the illusion of like space kind of going back there. And then it, like if you wanted trees, like you can just like trees or mountains. You can like have the very vague outline of like forests of some kind of the back there. Right? And it kind of gives, like, you see what it's doing? It's like, it's kind of creating, like, there's, like, another horizon, there's another set of things back there, right? And it's really fast. Gonzalo! How are you doing, Gonzalo? Wow, lots of cameos today. But yeah, right? And then, like, and you just have clouds in there, and then you're good to go, right? It's like, see how simple that was, how fast that was? And like just no line art. And just like keep it like nice and like empty like that. You can see how that sort of feels like it's enough, right? And then you can just put a character in front of that and you can call that, right? It's like there's like a field and there's like something else back there, right? Super easy, right? And then you're not really spending too much time. So that's what I would say about backgrounds with this one. Another thing that I might mention here, just pacing wise, visually, you actually have a good amount of space between each bubble. I think I would just change where things are arranged. So, like, if you were to take the sky here, I actually think I would, like, center him more. I would move the bubble down here, because you've got all this empty space in the table here. You would center him more, and then have him, like, stand up a little straighter. Or just change the angle, alright? Like, if he's reaching down to the side here, it's like, maybe I would change it to where he's looking, like, this is, like, rotated, maybe, to a 3/4. You have the bubble over here instead, and you have him over here. But it's like, that kind of depends. Yeah, no, like, if this is, like, yeah, Paula, like, if this is, like, the background that you're doing, that's literally all you need. Like, you do not need, like adding in a bunch of here. I'll actually show you guys an example. So, hang on. I don't actually know how much line work, how much coloring I've done for some of these. I mean, this is old. I'm gonna redo this one. But, like, do you see kind of like here? It's like, there's just like the general shape of trees and like mostly flat. And you're like, ah, that's good enough. Right? Even here, right? It's like you zoom in past, there's just lines, give you the general form of the background. There's houses in the back here. But, like, hello, there's houses in the background here, but none of them have lines. And that's just to make sure that they're not so obtrusive. Same thing here, right? It's like you have them back here, they are there. But, like, you don't want to, like, you know, you don't want to, like, overtake the main figures that are there. Right, even back here, it's like you can see the second spider that's back here, and it's like the house that's here is like unlined. This spider is lined. It's in a lighter line than like the black that I've used for everything. But then like this is like a lighter brown so that it's like it doesn't contrast as much. But it is still more contrasty than the background itself, right? So it's like you kind of have to layer on what you think will have the most to least contrast kind of thing. So like if it's all in the background, you don't focus on it. You don't need it, you know. Welcome back. Oh, yeah. For those who don't know, Gonzalo is leaving us. I'm personally offended. I personally take it as a personal attack that Gonzalo is leaving us. And moving on to greater things. But, everybody say, we love you, Gonzalo. Yes, I take it as a personal attack that you're leaving. I take it as I take it personally. And that's the end of that sentence. Everybody say we love you, Gonzalo. Go support him on his channel. Go support him on his new endeavors. And he has a YouTube and a Twitch, so go and follow him. Subscribe. Drop a freaking follow. But yes. Thank you, Gonzalo, for popping in, regardless. But yeah, pacing-wise. So yeah, I would probably move the bubble down here. Like, I would move the character up. I'd have the... Because the bubble right here is the edge of the canvas. I might move it up more like that, since, like, cover up the table, cover up some of him, that's fine. Like, this is a good, like, empty space as well, but this feels more empty because the character is closer to the top of the composition here. So it's like, again, if we want to think of our speech bubbles like characters, it's like this is filling in the empty space that the character is not, right? So you want to move that down there. And then this part of the speech bubble, again, like, I understand it's like you want this to be very visible, which is like true, and like I wouldn't cut these hands out either because it's like that's a good like secondary action that you want to keep. Frankly though, because these are memories and they're fraction like kind of like fractaled and whatever, what's Gonzalo's channel name? Just click his thing. That's it. But yeah, because this is all like fractured and it's like not super like meant to be really clear, I think putting the bubble on top of all of this is actually good. Like if you do it here like that and have the tail down here, this is still perfectly fine. And the reason why I want to put it over here instead of on the body is because then it is a better flow of movement. Like going like down to here and then doing that. Right? Like, that's much stronger than, like, up here, down here, like that, right? Because it's like you're kind of... This feels a little bit awkward going down to up, so it's like this is a bit stronger. And you also don't need the tail. I could remove this tail. And then I would make the characters smaller here. Like, I would make them... I'll make them more like this. Like that. So then you can see them a little bit better. And then the speech bubble down here instead. Or you can move the character down and have the bubble above. Either or. I think actually the bubble above would be better. It's like if you had the character down here and they're like this. And then you have the speech bubble like that. You can have it outside of the box if you want. It's up to you. It's like if you have it outside of the thing or like if you have it contained. That's the thing that I do sometimes. It's like if you have the box here and you have like your character down here, I use the edges of the panel. Right? It's like I use the edges of the panel as edges of the box as well. It's like it's a very like Sunday comic strip sort of way of working, but it works. But yeah, and then this bubble's fine. I like where that one's placed. But yeah, it's like, because then this kind of gives you a better... And it's like, there are words down here, so it's like, I like that this is like... Sometimes it's like when you have secondary action, they're kind of like little bonuses that you don't necessarily need to see. But yeah, this feels a little bit better because then it's like going from down to up to down like that. And that feels a little bit stronger in that case. But yeah, I feel like that's all that I would say about this one. Because I like this one. I really do like these, like, back here. Like, you could even, like, hang on, hold the phone. If you did this too, because it's like this memory thing is really cool. Like, if you did, like, what do you call it? Like, you could even, like, because they're memories, they're not really, like, it's like the character's, like, remembering something. A thing that you could do here as well, this is just like this is style points now. Like, if you, a thing that you could do, if you wanted to, is you could even, like, if you take this, set this to color, if you desaturated this a little bit, and then even if you did this, took this bad boy, yeah, and you set it to, like, a low opacity, so it's a little bit darker too, right? Then it feels really like those, like, memories. Like, it's like you're remembering that, right? For this versus this, it also is a little less intrusive, right? It's like it feels like they're still there. You could actually brighten it up a little bit more, but it's like they're still there, right? But it's like less intrusive than the character themselves, and then it's also, it feels like that kind of, like, memory thing is happening, right? And it's like you can kind of see how that feels a little bit better too. This versus this. Whoops. Right? And that, like, helps kind of center in on the character themselves as well. But yeah. Alright, everybody. Claps for Scribs. Thank you so much for submitting. Thank you for submitting your work. To everybody who has submitted for this stream, if you reach out to me in the, like, if you open a ticket in the Discord, !Discord, after the stream, all of these working files are available for all the people who submitted. So if you were one of the people or who have your stuff being critted on stream right now, after the stream is done, feel free to reach out via the Discord, and I will very gladly provide your working files for you so you can go through everything, and you can have them very easily. Marvelous. Thank you so much, Scribs. Everybody say clap, say thank you for submitting, thank you for being brave, allowing us to crit your work on a stream. Very nice, very epic. Let's get into the next one. This next one is by the Art of DHT. They were saying, looking to make the anatomy, the actions of the scene a little better. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm starting with the single panel ones, or the single page ones, just because these are a little bit easier to start with. And then we've got a couple of really, really long ones, and those ones are going to take a long time to go through. So if you weren't here in the immediate beginning of the stream, I left my water bottle on the other end of the room. If you weren't here at the immediate beginning of the stream, I mentioned that I'm only doing 4 this time around instead of 6, and the big reason is because comics take a lot longer. Like, that was already, like, almost half an hour just for one of them. So we're only going to be going through 4 this time around. So I've got 2 single page ones, and I've got 2 very long ones that I'll be working with as well. Thank you, Gonzalo. I'm actually a cow. A different farm animal, actually. I appreciate it. 4 in 2 hours is insane. 4 is not that. 4 in 2 hours is not that insane. I'm giving enough to each one, I hope. Get it right. All right. This one is interesting because this one is, like, mostly in the dark, in which then, like, when you have a setting that is meant to be dark, it is difficult to work with those colors, because then you don't want to wash anybody out. You want to make sure that everybody is getting, like, enough screen time. You want to make sure that everything is happening correctly. Thank you, Gonzalo. And you want to make sure that nothing feels too washed out. So let's talk about the lighting first. So we have our light source back here. Great. Excellent. And everything is already really, really dark. So that's like, it's like, okay, we've already got kind of some darkness going on, which is great. And I can see some light happening, but we can make this more intense. So if I go over light, we also need to think about where our light sources are coming from, right? So the moon is from here, right? The light source is coming from here. So that means that the light is coming in through this window. So if we kind of take this color of the moon, it's like a yellow. Just make it a little less harsh. we go with an overlay, yeah, that should do it. So we can even make this a little less harsh, yeah. I mean, we can go like that, right? It's really easy to just add a little bit of extra light on some of the edges of things. You just kind of make some things a little bit stand out a little bit more. Right? It doesn't have to be too intense, it's just enough to see things a little bit better. Right? You've got kind of this guy back here. We'll have some light from the edge of the thing over here. It's gotta be lit from beneath edge of the coat. This one, yeah, I can make this more intense. It's like you can brighten this up even more. It's like, don't be shy with your light. Even though it's like dark, there is a light source. So it's like, don't be afraid of like hitting that, you know? Right? You feel that difference? It's really minor, but it is enough to where it's like the line, yeah. Like it's easy to like, it's like a very, very minor difference, but it's like, it's a little bit easier to make out the forms and stuff. And here's the thing too, is that with comics, what do you call it? Like comics are like, realistically, you don't have to go as intense with comics as you do with like straight illustration work, because it's like when you have like, comic work, it's like you're gonna be doing the kind of the same thing over and over and over and over, like a ton. So like having a bajillion different lighting layers, having a bunch of rendering, having all that, it's just not feasible to do a comic. So it's like realistically your comic lighting is gonna be like fairly simple by comparison to most kinds of illustration work. Like you can go all out, but that means you're gonna be spending multiple days on a single page, and you don't want to do that most of the time. So you want to be like pretty simple. So like just a small layer, like an overlay like that, is like perfectly enough to just like do like a little bit of extra lighting. Another really big thing that I noticed with this one specifically is that your bubbles, like your order really like is not great. Like I was reading through this one, and the way that I read it was this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. But I read it first and I was like, that doesn't make sense though. And the way that you're supposed to read it is this bubble, then this one, then this one. And that doesn't really make a lot of sense, because it is like that, like logistically, usually when we have comics, we like, I mean, it depends on, like, where you are, but, like, the, like, comics for, like, if we're reading, this one is left to right. So if we're doing that, right, when we have our speech bubbles, our top priority is top left. And then low priority is bottom right. Right? So it's like, because these two are closer to the top left of the page, we're going to look at these two first, right? And because we're reading left to right, it doesn't make sense for us to go from here to here and then back here. This is like going from here to here is like reading in reverse, essentially, right? So that doesn't really make a lot of sense. If we are doing these like speech bubbles, it's like, I would go, it's like, Leon's really hurt, and then doing 180 on a learner's permit, and then another bubble down here, and we can have one tail kind of crossing under like this, right? So it's like we have, so then now it's a swoop. It's like we start from here and we go down here, right? There's a lot of empty space, so it's like we don't have to, yeah. So it's like Leon is really hurt. Yeah, and then we'll do 120 run a lonely load. And then I would split this one up, because it's like, you also, here's another thing. I see a lot of, yeah, I know, I've been looking over the chat. You guys are really distracting. No, keep talking though, this is fun. Yeah, Highland cows are really fluffy. Derailing the entire conversation. Well, that's what a chat is realistically. That's what a stream chat is. Like, if you have a stream chat that is completely on topic, then it's not as fun. Think of like a university class. But right, so it's like we have this one first, then we have this one, then we have this one. So it's like if we kind of move that, now this makes more sense as we like move through the panel instead of like isolating to the top there as well. And then this one as well, it's a thing that you see a lot with younger comic artists or like comic artists that are new. They always think that the tail has to point to the mouth. That's not true. The tail just has to point to the character. And it's like, we have to get a hospital. This is a secluded road and I like a challenge. So, I would actually put these bubbles in between here. So I would have like, I would split this into two. I would have this and then this. It's like, so then I would have the tail coming up here and then down here like that. So it's, we have to get to a hospital. This is a secluded road and like a challenge, right? So then it's like, it splits that up a little bit more, and then it also gives you like context for the two panels. I've been a comic lettering, you're so good at it. This is just my handwriting. A comic lettering is just a lot of capitals. You're writing in all caps, that's all it is. I'm gonna switch the brush tool and up with the eraser tool. Procreate. Procreate is so different though. Like Procreate is such a, Procreate does not have enough to me. But yeah, so I would split up those two. So then it's like, it feels a little bit stronger, and then like you have like the one here and then like a to emotion. Another thing you could have as well, instead of having them directly in the center, I would move the character's face over like this. So then you can have the speech bubble here instead and then do that. Like, you could do that too. It's up to you though. I think I would move the character's face over regardless. Because right now, so this is a thing that happens a lot as well with people. When you are drawing a cut off face, and you can do this a lot with comics. You're going to do that a lot. If you are drawing a cut off face, if you decide to only draw the cut off part, there is a good chance that you like will be doing something wrong proportionally. So what you want to do, because I'm looking at this side profile right here. Have a good one, Gonzalo. I'm looking at this side profile here, and you're missing the hair on this character. The hair would have come down here and her ear would have started like right here, right? And like that happens when you just draw on the face and you don't know what your actual proportions are. So what you have to do is you have to draw the full face outside of the panel too, right? So it's like, even if it's going to get cut off, like it is good to have the full like face in there, just so then you know where everything is. So like, even if it does get cut off, it doesn't matter, because then at least you know that like it's all proportional, right? So then it's like, you start with all that and then you can erase it down. And now that looks more correct because you already knew how to do it before. Like, you drew it all in before. Hi, welcome in. Right? So you want to make sure that you're drawing, yeah, draw now, erase later, exactly. So you want to make sure that you're doing that too. Let me actually, yeah. So then, it's like, it stays proportional that way. Another thing that I would mention, yeah, bubble flow is a big thing. Bubble flow is also just really tough for people. Like doing bubbles is really, really tough. for a ton of people. I feel like whenever I crit somebody's comic, bubbles are like 50% of the crit. Like, it's always like, well, your flow here could be a little better. And it's like, I kind of move them around. In which I'm going to continue with bubbles, but in a different way now. Because you have this really intense dialogue going on, right? Leon's really hurt, we got a book, girl. Well, I'm doing 80 on the learner's permit. Well, do 120, we're on a lonely road. We have to get to a hospital. This is a secluded road and I like a challenge, right? If we have really intense bubbles like this, we want to make the bubbles look more intense. Just because it is a speech bubble, it doesn't mean it just has to be the circle. And just because it's a speech bubble doesn't mean that you have to have perfect grammar and periods only after everything, right? So Leon's really hurt, we got a book, girl. Like, verse like this, like... versus, like, if we, like... kind of give it more of like a shouting bubble, right? And that's like Leon is really hurt, right? Like, feel that, right? It's like you feel that, you see that. The way that I explain that to my students is it is like you have you're writing a comic, you're writing something, you are trying to create a movie with like without sound and without moving pictures, right? You are trying to create a movie, you're trying to make an animation while things are not moving and there is no sound. You have to make sure that people are reading sound. You have to make sure that people are reading what it is that somebody is saying, right? So you can also type it out too, right? Like if you have like if I was to actually do this one, I also hand do all of my bubbles because I don't like the built-in ones in programs most of the time. Like I find that they don't look as good. So I like to hand do my bubbles every single time. Right, but if you go like, let me just type. The font that you use for comics, by the way, you call it, it's Anime Ace 3.0. People are called Blandbot. Like you can like italicize this too. It's like, Leon is really hurt. You got a book, girl. Like, if you do that, right? You feel that versus this one, right? It's like, Leon is really hurt. We got a book, girl. And it's just like 2 periods in the bubble. Feel that versus this, right? Leon is really hurt. We got a book, girl. Like, you can feel that, right? You can feel that. You can hear it, right? And like, you're on Photoshop, yeah. And it's like, so you want to be able to feel that text. You want to be able to feel what it is that they're saying. Let me grab notes really quick. I taught bubbles like not that long ago, like a couple days ago actually. Was it panel? Is this the right one? Nope, that's, oh no, is this the right one? Yes, right? So it's like less intensity versus more intensity, right? Like you can have this and it's like you can have the like the bubble itself, but like you need to also get your text involved. It's like you feel like this one versus this one versus this one, right? You can feel the intensity grow versus when you start to draw it. And then you can, again, you change up the bubble, you change up the text, it'll change how that you read it. It changes how you read it, it changes how it sounds in your head, right? So you want to get your text just as involved as your illustration work, right? You don't want to just leave it as like the same thing over and over and over. You really do want to like push the like personality that you hear. Yeah, you want to hear like what it is that they're saying, right? Let me grab some pages that I've done. Right? It's like if you take this one, right? It's like Like, okay, it's like, this is like very like deadpan. Like, I want everything here shut down and cleared out within the hour. The eastern winds will be here in an instant. Am I clear? And it's like, this one is like, the text is really normal. I actually might italicize this, but it's like, you have like the the wobbly bubbles. It's like the but that said, I said, am I clear? This is like handwritten, right? It's like, am I clear? And it's like, yes, sir. Good. It's like, I might italicize this too, right? And it kind of makes it look like, feel a little more meek, but like, you want to mix your bubbles in with the text itself, right? You want to make sure that you are also treating your bubbles like illustrations. You want to treat them like characters, right? And they will show off just as much emotion as the character themselves do, right? So you want to make sure that you're really, really working with that. And on top of that too, you also need to set the scene, right? You need to write in certain things. You need to write in onomatopoeias. You need to write in, you need to write in like action words and stuff like that. So if they're like pressing on the gas, I would even go like I would probably write like a stomp like that. Right? And that like helps with that one. And then this room is fine. I think I would make it different. So if you were to like like the room right there, the bold font is fine. I'd handwrite it and I would go like right, and like have it cut off by the panels a little bit, right? And that also takes you across the entire panel, right? Slam also works. I would say stomp personally, just because it's a foot. But you can feel that difference, right? And it's like the Doppler effect. It's like it helps kind of like give the feeling of it moving from one side of the page to the other. And then I would also probably like the lines here are fine. I would really push this more though. It's like really have the car itself like you see what I'm doing? It's like you have like these little lines here. Like, have them come off of the car a little bit, too. And it's like, it helps it feel like it's moving a little bit faster. You know what I mean? And, like, again, I'll give you an example of word onomatopoeias. Let's see. Where's the one where it's like spiders. Sorry. But, like, again, like having all of those lines in there, it's like the motion lines. I love to accentuate motion lines, but it's like the feeling, you can feel that like heavy slam into the head, right? Not only like the splatter from this side, but it's also like the axe itself coming down here. That and the words, like I've added the slam, like the motion lines to the words themselves. I mean like treat your text like an illustration. Like you want it to be part of it, right? It's like if you imagine like there are like little speech bubbles and like text popping up in the world, like I like treat them like that because it helps with that, right? So it's like the thunk like matches the motion of like the axe itself, and then when he falls over, the whump matches the perspective of the motion lines on the bottom, right? It's like treat them like they are meant to be, like within the world itself, you know? So it's like, so again, it's like if we go back to this one, it's like the vroom, like having it like get bigger and then like smaller as it goes from one to the other. It's like that's helping the motion from one side of the panel to the other. And then like the stomp like into the thing, right? It's like that, it's like those help kind of like give atmosphere to the the thing. How do we avoid it being too distracting? Don't make it too big. Or just make it like so it's less contrasted. So it's like if I like with this one, like the thunk, realistically, you want it to be distracting a little bit. Like you want them to notice it. And realistically, here's the thing, if it is a very loud sound, you want them to see that. But like if we go back to where are you? Because I closed this one. If we go back to Scribs's in here, yeah. If we go back to Scribs's, right, this one is a really good example of the onomatopoeia. If you don't want it to be too distracting, then just make it smaller, right? This is a great way to just have, like, it's like a small onomatopoeia in there. Like, I might have not even written full scratch. Like, if you just want to write, like, scratch, like that, or, like, if you just want to, like, it's like the, like that, or skirt, like that also works, but keeping it small, like, that's also, like, that's fine, right? But that, like, thunk, like, you want to see this. Like, this is, like, you want that to take up a bunch of attention. And this, like, is there to add to the atmosphere. It isn't super, super intrusive, but it's big enough to where it is, like, matching the feeling of the floor and that kind of thing. I'm trying to find ones where it's less... Hang on. Where do I have ones where they're not as... like, intrusive? Nope. Not in these early pages. But yeah. So, it's, like, less. Yeah, ibuprofen. I have a headache. But yeah, right? So it's like, it's just make the text smaller. Make the text smaller. You can also, like, color it in so it's not pure black. Like, if you have, like, ones where, like, let's... like, if you did... hang on. Like, if you want to make something less intrusive, like, let's say that we had, like... let's say, for instance, we wanted, like, the... maybe let's say that the steering wheel here is, like, squeaky. Like, maybe this is an old car, right? Maybe then, instead of making it, like, pure white or pure black, you kind of make it closer to the color of the background, and it's, like that, right? And then that's, like, less intrusive, but it's there, right? It's, like, again, it adds to the atmosphere. It adds to the sound. Remember, we are trying to create a movie. We're trying to create an animation without sound and without moving pictures. So you have to write the atmosphere. There are certain things where it's like show, don't tell, but you have to also show that there are sounds happening, right? This is meant to portray a story. It is meant to portray a scene. It's meant to portray, like, motion that is happening. So if you have, like, little things in the area where it's like squeak, squeak, or like a stomp, or like a vroom, right? You have to write that, because there's no other way to show it other than to write it, right? An onomatopoeia. You need onomatopoeias around in the scene, right? So yeah, that is, like, important to also include in there. But anyway, claps for the Art of DHT, everybody. Say thank you to them for submitting. Thank you for showing off your work and letting us crit it. We appreciate you. Thank you for letting us see your work and showing it off. And again, if you want this file, start a ticket on the Discord with admin, and they can grab me, and I can give you this file with all of the layers and stuff. Alright, this next one is by Bootleg Human. We're on to the big ones, so these are the ones that are more than 4 pages. So we've got 2 left, but they are big, and they are long. Because you notice that it's already almost an hour, and we still have 2 left. And they're longer than the first 2. I really like this one. When I saw this one, this is so cute. This is such a fun style. I love these backgrounds. So when we have black and white narratives, by comparison to stuff that we do in full color, because I get a lot of comics that are in full color, right? And I tell you, it's like, oh, you don't need lines for this, you don't need lines for that, right? Black and white, you can break that a little bit, because especially when you have things in black and white, you're essentially removing an entire section of the art process. It's like you have no color to worry about. So lines don't compete with color when there is none, right? So if you just have lines and grays, there's a lot of halftones going on. If you just have lines and grays, realistically, like, you can line everything. You just have to have a lot more control over what you're lining. So, like, this, like, house, like, if it was in color, I probably wouldn't have lined this house, but because it's in black and white, it's not as bad. But they handled this kind of background really well here. Like, it's like there's meant to be, like, light on these hills, but all you get are, like, these little, like, dots that kind of show off, like, oh, it's like these are, like, streets and whatever. So that's a really good kind of way to handle that. I might have darkened this a little bit more to give more focus to the wisp. But yeah, I'm gonna go through this again. This is so, like, Kirby and Meta Knight. Like, it's... pick it up, you know? No, this isn't graphite, this is digital. in these halftones. One of the things, okay, I love halftones. We don't need to use halftones anymore. You have to be a little careful with them because overusing them can feel really busy. So I might like use them less here personally. It's like I love using them for texture, but it's like if you have it, like if you can kind of see that it's like messing with my screen a little bit. Like if you don't really need to have halftones for absolutely everything that you do, right? It's like I might even like, because even traditional comics, like some of them use like ink wash instead of like halftone. Like halftone is like it is a stylized way of doing it. It's like based off of the Ben-Day dots and based off of printing. It's like I like, especially if we are working with this, it's like you don't need halftones all the time. Like especially these like big backgrounds here, it gets really, really harsh on the eyes. I would probably like this section specifically, like the sky. It's like I'll show you really quickly what I mean. Because you can kind of see that it's sort of messing with the screen a little bit. And it just, there is a thing as too much texture. Because it's like overdoing it can make it a little bit busy. Yeah, so it's like I love using halftones. I use them all the time. Just don't use them that much. Like if you just take, yeah, because this is all black and white. If you were just to, like, let me fill this in really quickly. Right? And immediately that's like this versus this, right? It gives the exact same effect. You're getting exactly what you want. It's like the lighter color down here to show off that there is like light pollution from the city down here. But it is just a little bit less dizzying, right? Because we're not working with halftones. And it's like, again, I love texture. I love using a ton of it, but it's like there is such thing as too much of a good thing, right? So use them sparingly. Another thing that you could do, like if you're not going to use them for, like if you are going to like, if you're going to be like, oh no, what I really want to use halftones somewhere, use them more as an accent. Like, I mean, like you should, like I love halftones. Use it more as an accent than a full coloring thing. So if you want to do like, oh, it's like there's light coming up from here. If you get like a halftone and you like just really gently like have that come up from the bottom there. Right? It's like that feels a little bit better as well, right? It's a little bit less this versus this, right? Again, gives the same effect, but there's a little bit less, right? It's not quite as intense. Whoa. It's not quite as intense. It's not quite as in your face, but it is giving the same effect. You can even go back in with a soft brush and like have them like fade away, right? So you can see that, right? It's like it is still a halftone. You're still using halftones, but you're using them more sparingly. You're choosing where to use them by comparison, right? I mean, it doesn't take decades to do textures. Just get a textured brush. Like, if you have a good amount of, like, textured brushes, like, a couple swipes and you're good to go. Like, it's, like, I adore texture. It's, like, most of the time I use, like, it's, like, I have a chalk brush, or, like, I have, like, a texture, like, quick painting, or, like, halftones, or stuff like that. It's, like, you can just do it really quickly. Or what you can do, another way to do is it's just like you just, because I'm a cell shader, an easy way to like show off texture with cell shading is just change, like have the shape of your shadow be the texture of the thing. And that gives the thing texture, right? Like if I was to, let me grab some finished comic pages. Let's see. trying to think of a page. I should do it. Right? So it's like, if you look at like this, right? It's like, I'm not drawing in a bajillion hairs. All I'm doing is just changing the shape of the shadow itself. Here's the thing, Paula, even if it is traditional, you can do this traditionally too. Like, if you are like, oh, like, realistically, I would do the exact same thing traditionally. It's not like I'm doing, like, any kind of, like, intense shading work. It's not like I'm doing any intense, like, what do you call it? Like, I'm not using any fancy brushes. This is all with one brush. It's just I'm using the shape of the shadow. Yeah. As also a mechanical pencil user. All you gotta do is just show texture within your line work as well. Right? Oh, well, the halftones. I mean, traditionally, halftones are done traditionally. What you would do is halftones. So halftones, for those who don't know what halftones are, normal halftones, what you would do, like the original way that halftones were done, is they would be sheets of paper that you would buy, and you would cut them out with an X-Acto knife, and you would paste them onto your page in the shape of the shadow that you wanted. That's a traditional halftone. So, like, we have halftone brushes now, but, like, think about a bunch of manga and comics from way back in the day. They didn't have those, obviously. No, so you don't do each hair. That's the thing. So that's where you're struggling, is that you're doing every single thing. You shouldn't. If you are doing hair, like, if you're doing, like, long hair, we're getting a little off track, but whatever. If you're doing, like, long hair, you just draw the extremities. Like this. Right? If it's, like, that long kind of straight hair. Like, that's all you do. And then the same thing with, like, if you were to do, like, curly hair, it's like you don't draw all of the hair in, you just draw the extremities. Right? Like, you don't want to draw all of that in there. If you're drawing every single hair, you're wasting time. Right? You want to keep it nice and quick. Okay. But yeah, so similar deal. It's like, if you are, because it's like all these grays, it's like you could fill them in, right? That's like, I would make them a little bit less intense. Speedrunning hair? No, that's just how I draw hair. I love how clean your paneling is. I think you can mess it up more. So if you were to... Because I love this. The panel flow is nice. I do like it. It's just... But I think what you can do, because, like, right now all of this is very fast. Like, the beginning section right here is very fast. I love this these two establishing shots next to each other. I think that that's fun. If I were to kind of redo this one, like, if we did this page, right, I would keep the first two panels the same. But if, like... Yeah, I would keep the first two panels in. I would change this third one. So I would actually split this up a little bit to, like, change the pacing. So, like, the more panels that you have, the slower your pacing is going to be. So if I were to, it's like, if we keep these two panels the same. Ugh. So if I was to redo this, right, let's take these panels. Down here for a second. Thank you. If I was to take these two, right, I move them down here. What I would then do is I would have a panel of the, like, pumpkin big. Like, you notice the pumpkin sitting there, like a big panel of the pumpkin. I actually, you know what? Because you also have everything in a panel. Here's a suggestion for you. Try to maybe have panels where there are no panels. Like, have a panel where there are no boxes. So it's like, I would have, yeah, and then I would have two on the side here. Like this. But it would be like, have a full panel of the, yeah, no problem. Have a full panel of the, like, pumpkin sitting there. Like, he notices the pumpkin. It's like, oh, I see the pumpkin. Like, sitting there. Right? And it's sitting on the steps and whatever. And you would have this as a full panel, and that kind of, like, emphasizes its importance. It's like, oh, we noticed the pumpkin, right? And then I might have a panel of, like, it's like the pumpkin is here, And the spirit notices it like this. So then they're looking at each other. And then I would then have this panel as the small one, right? Where then, like, the spirit is, like, entering the pumpkin's mouth. Like that, right? And you kind of feel how that slows down the narrative a little bit more, makes it just a smidge clearer, right? It's like, I do understand what's happening from here to here, but the jump feels really fast, right? Yes, exactly. That is exactly how you should do it. So it's like, when I tell, like, comics, you need to think of, like, an animation. And it's, like, very similar process to making storyboards. It's like, you want to make sure that you are showing and not telling. You want to make sure that every single, like, aspect is unabashedly clear. So if you have, like, this little guy and he sees this pumpkin, right? It's like the pumpkin is so small here. So this is the first time that we're seeing the pumpkin really big. But no, we want to make sure that he notices the pumpkin and that's what he's looking at, right? So we have this panel, sees that little thing, and then we get a zoom in of the pumpkin. Like, oh, that's what he's looking at. And then we have one where he's going up to it and then one where he's entering, right? So it's like, it's nice and super, super clear what it is that he's doing, right? And then this set of panels here, again, super, super clear. I would change these first two. So it's these two guys I would keep the same because I think that they're really silly. But these first two I would change. So if we have then, like, if we do this guy, take these panels. It's like you keep these guys the same. But again, it's like your panels are really, really clean. We can mess them up more, right? The bigger that the panel is, the more importance that it has, right? So, like, because him coming alive, that's pretty damn important, right? This is also very important, so yes, I would have that nice and big. I love the spoon. But it is, like, like, you're right, though. Them coming alive is really, really important, and this one is also really important. So I would make this panel bigger, right? So if we have this first guy here, right, and they're, like, sitting there, and it's, like, we have, like, the magic of the pumpkin, what we can do is we can make this panel, like, kind of tall and long, and I love these, like, super tall, long panels. I think that it's really fun. So it's, like, if you kind of have, like, the thing here, it's, like, the little pumpkin, right? And then, like, you have, like, that sparky texture again. It's like, keep that up. I really love this. It's like this kind of, like, sparky lightning-y texture is really fun. Like, if you keep that in there, make it nice and long, right? And then it really feels like the energy is also emanating out. It's like you have more, like, radial focal point kind of way of working with that one. And then, again, no panel box. Keep it nice and open. I would also, because I see that it's from the side here, but then he plops back down. They plop back down and they're, like, facing forward. So I would actually change the angle as well. So I would have it so that they're facing forwards. I'm bad at making him look as cute as the way that you've done it. But yeah. And then I would even make the pose a little bit more fun. So it's like maybe then the foot is facing upwards. And then we have the two hands like this. He, like, hops up. Right? And then we still have the glitters and stuff. But you see, it's like it adds emphasis. It adds importance on them, like, coming to life. Right? See right here, the puff. I use puff a lot. I love that one. I would make this a little more obvious as well. It's like I would lighten this up more so that it's more obvious that they're, like, popping back down, and then have a couple more motion lines here and there. So it really is like they're puff, like, back down onto the step. But you see what I mean? It's like this versus, like, the original, right? It's like where this is good, it's like it shows off the emotion, it shows off what's happening perfectly fine. I know exactly what's going on, but this is more expressive, right? It, like, really is, like, it shows, like, huzzah, right? It's like, he's like, whoa, right? It's like, whoa, bro's here. He's up. He's alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic, right? He's truly living in the moment, right? So that really gives that. And then this panel rules. Just a turnip silhouette in front of the moon is awesome. Yes, it also adds interest for sure. It's changing up the composition. It's making it feel a little bit less, because these panels are good. Like, they work. They're a little bit like very straight laced. So it's like these kind of add, like, you see the panels moving around. It adds a little bit more visual interest. Yes, you can feel the motion a little bit better. Somebody is baking. Sorry, I'm smelling baked goods. I baked on Thursday. So I'm like, somebody, I think my sibling-in-law is baking cake. Smells awesome, actually. It smells really good. I think they're making a cheesecake. Made monster cookies the other day. I made lemon brownies the other day for my best friend's birthday. Or one of my close friends' birthdays. My best friend's birthday is next month. But yes. You're late waking. Wisp, your Jack is already lost. Take it to the other world. Go take up your carver and light the path home. This panel is so funny. I love that. This one also rules, actually. I really love this panel. This panel is so good. You made them? Yeah, man. Ask them to share the cheesecake. They will. They usually bake cheesecakes for the whole family. Yeah, I love baking. It's one of my hobbies. But yes, the big thing, I think the only thing that I would say about this, because this page is like perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about this page. Actually, no, I would. I'd change one thing about this page. But this page, so this one, I do like this page a lot. I love this whole sequence. I think they did a really great job. This page, though, a big thing is mostly the bubbles. So the bubbles are kind of working against the visuals just because they don't flow very well. Like, these guys up here are a little bit tight. So what I might do, I would make him look even more mysterious. I would, like, cut off this side here, like, really zoom it in and, like, have, like, it's like we only see, like, the bottom half of, like, the eyes, right? And then, like that, right? And then we keep that shadow, because that shadow rules. And we have that guy in there. You can tell how much I love comics. Like, this is like my bread and butter. I love doing this stuff. But really have it look extra mysterious and really cut him off there. And then it's like, and another thing that I like to do, you're right, Anthro, but you have to be careful when it's outside the panel in this direction, because there's only so much of the page left, right? So I agree, if it is within the actual page itself, you have to be careful if they're going out here. But so what I would do, actually, I do the opposite. So when you have not a ton of room, and you have, like, characters that are going around, and that's like, I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have enough room for the bubbles, I actually put the bubbles behind the characters. So if you have, like, the "you are late waking" like this, it's like start up here and then have it down here, so it's also across the whole thing, and then have the tail do that, so it's like a nice arc like that. So it's like the "you are..." I would like "you are late waking ... and then I would have this in italics. Wisp. I'd have this in italics, and then I would have this, like, harsher, like that. So it's like this one is a little bit softer, than this one's like wisp, like he's like, you know? I never think of putting bubbles behind a subject. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bubbles, you need to get really creative with them. And like it's a thing that I say, I'm like, treat bubbles like they are in the scene, like they are actually there, right? It's like, treat them like you are actively, like, moving around. So it's like when I have this one, right? It's like how to rearrange some bubbles, right? If you have them, like, you treat them like they are within the actual 3-dimensional space, you can move bubbles wherever the heck you want, right? So it's like having them behind the chair and then like having them in front here, right? What's the purpose of the italics? It's to make it feel harsher, right? Let me actually do these as if I was actually making this like a proper bubble here. So if I was to do this by hand, like actually draw in the bubbles myself. I also like making mine more rectangular. That's a personal thing though. You don't have to do this. I just really like to. You see, like, my long practiced, like, like doing bubbles by hand. It's just more, it just looks better to me, personally. Like, if I was to do this, right? And if I was to type this in, I have to make this like 4. Then let's make this bigger. I'll make it just a smidge bigger. Whoops. Whips. Wisp. Doesn't have to be. You can even have it in bold, but do you see what it does? No, I didn't do notes. Those are from a while ago. Or not a while ago, they're from a couple weeks ago, but oops. Do you see how that feels? Like this, by comparison to this, right? It feels harsher. Going like you're late waking, wisp, right? It's like it makes it feel a little bit harsher. I might even, no, actually I would bold italic that, right? It's like it makes the to make it very writery. It's like it feels like the name is like poison on his non-existent tongue, right? It's like he's like, it makes him feel more hostile. It makes him feel like he's spitting the name out, right? It's like you are late waking, wisp, versus like this one where it's like you get that feeling, like you kind of understand what's going on here, but this is like a more visual way of showing it, right? Show don't tell, and you do that with the words as well. You don't just say show don't tell and you add less words. You say show don't tell and also show with the words, right? You treat your words like an illustration. You treat the bubbles like an illustration. You don't want to just leave them to nothing, right? You want to be able to hear what it is that you're reading, okay? Yeah, Jack is already lost, taken to Otherworld. Another thing that I've noticed as well is that your text is really, really large. And it's really large within your bubbles. I would be careful of that just because, like, it feels really tight within the bubbles. You see how much space I'm leaving with the text here, right? If you have to choose between, like, leaving room on the top and the bottom or on the sides, leave room on the sides. It looks a little bit better. But, like, let me... What did this say? Your Jack is already lost, taken to Otherworld. Yeah, and then it's like, I don't want to leave a widowed word twice, so then you just lengthen this a little bit more and shorten the length of this guy a little bit. Yeah, you're crossing the bubbles behind here though, which is nice. How big should text be? Sometimes I get comments with minuscule letters that are impossible to read. See, here's the thing, is that it depends on what medium you're using, because, like, I feel like every webtoon reader is blind and they can't read super small, super small text. Then what am I saying? I use glasses, but, like, they have, like, the zoom in feature, you know, you can just zoom in. But, realistically, you should be able to read the page if you're completely zoomed out most of the time. And if you can't, you can just zoom in. But it is to each their own, realistically. Like, if you look at printed comics, the text is not that large, but you can still read it, right? Webtoon, for some reason, they're like, you gotta use 18-point font. And I'm like, 18? I'm like, you're using 18? Average documents are 12. I'm like, oh my god, that's huge. But most of the time on Webtoon, I use 10. Like, when I would upload, like, my comics to Webtoon, it was 10-point font. But it depends. How do you feel about the words breaking out of the bubbles themselves? If it is intentional, that could be cool. Yeah, and this go as well. It's like you made it bigger. You widened it, though. I wouldn't do that. So that's another thing that I see a lot of people do, is that they, like, pull and push the text itself. Like, if I was to, like, type something out, like, if I was to go, like, hello, right? And then, like, they actively, like, do this magic. Stop it. Let me do the thing. Like, they do, like, this magic, or they do, like, this magic. Don't do that. You really shouldn't. Like, you can if it is for, like, specific purposes, but if you were doing that for every single bubble, like, you see, it's like this one, it's like it's widened, this one is lengthened, this one was also widened. It's like you see, it's like this is narrower than this one, and this one's narrower than this one. Like, you can do it if it is for a specific purpose. Don't do it for every single bubble, because then it just kind of feels like a mistake, and you keep on, like, changing your text to fit every single, like, bubble, right? Average font I use, trying not to zoom in and see 16 to 18. That's because I'm blind as heck. 16 and 18 is huge, man! I think I'm printed, like, how to tell my digital letters will actually be the right size when printed. And the only way to do that is, like, to, like, guess and check a lot of the times. I mean, like, it's, like, I mean, first of all, you want to work on inches, right? It's like, if you're printing something, you're working on inches with DPI. And then, like, just based on that, like, you kind of visually guesstimate how large your text is, and then try and keep it that same font every single time. Like, if you're printing, let's say that you're printing on 8.5 by 11, you shouldn't, but, like, well, I mean, it's not, like, you shouldn't, but, like, it's not the standard size. But say you're printing on 8.5 by 11, most 8.5 by 11 documents are 12-point font, right? Like, that's the average, right? So, like, think about that, right? It's like, maybe then you want 12-point font for whatever it is that you're doing. Average comic page size, like, your very standard American comic is 6.5 by 9 inches, 300 DPI. Most comics that I see use, like, 10 to 11-point font. Like, that's about average. They might make it a little bit smaller, a little bit larger, depending. I always find that the larger the text is, the clunkier it ends up looking, so I'm like, I tend to not like to use larger fonts, but it's realistically, it's to each their own. But yeah, go. You could even, like, you could type that out if you wanted to, make it big, or if you're freaking epic, write it. Whoa. Like, if he's, like, shouting here, and he's going, like, go, then you should write that. You should be, like, if he's, like, shouting, go, right? And that has an impact. That feels more impactful. It's like you're like, he's, like, shouting at you. He's going, like, go! It's like, take it, you know? Like, and then you're also using up the whole bubble. I like this thunk. Yeah, so try not to, so yeah, I would make the text a little bit smaller. So it's like this size, like this is kind of like what I'd say is, like, good, like, if you were to do that. Yeah, take up your carver. This one I would italicize, so then it's like, because if he's, like, yelling, then it's like, cake. Take up your carver and make this a little bigger. and light the path home. Right? You can kind of feel how that feels by comparison. Right? You feel that difference very mildly. Right? It's like the spacing feels a little bit nicer, right? It's like you're not too close to the edges of everything that you're doing. Make this 6 instead. So it's, see, this bubble's really small though, so I'd make it, yeah, I'd have to make this one bigger, which is fair. Let me just fix that then. Oh, and this is, that's right, this was done with the actual bubble. Yeah, this is the one that I said you could like cross behind regardless, so we can do that. Right? Oh, stop. 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 Stop it. Stop. Okay. Yeah. It would be something like that. Yeah, something like that. It's a little close to the edges, but that's fine. I think sometimes you kind of have to sacrifice a little bit. But right. It's like you're late waking, wisp. Right. Jack's everlasting to the other world. Yeah. And light the path home. So yeah. To like... And then this guy doesn't have a ton of contrast going on here. So I might... Because I'm like, if this is like another shadow and this is like the main guy, see what you're doing? It's like you have like the lights here. I would still probably lighten this guy a little bit. Like the one back here. Or I'd make him dark. I might actually make him darker. No, it's like I might actually... If I was to really like do that, so then it's like he really feels like a silhouette. Yeah, it's like I might make this darker just to like up the contrast a little bit more on here, right? Oh, I should have done that on another layer. Oops. Let's try that again. Hang on. Yeah, I would up the contrast on this guy to like show the difference, because it's like the grays, like I see what's happening, but it's like if you have them the same kind of hue, then it's gonna be really tricky to tell them apart. So it's easier if you just make this one a little bit darker. Oh! Hang on. But yeah, right? So it's like you feel that difference, right? It's like it helps with one silhouette, and it really makes this one feel a little more ethereal, right? It makes it feel a little bit more like, whoa, what's going on with this guy? Right? And I would even make the lighting on the radish or the turnip thing here. I'd really give him like some edge lighting. You really pull that up some more. Make it more dramatic. It's like, don't even use the halftone, use actual like edge lighting. It would like really bump that up some more. That really helps with the contrast, right? It's like you can really feel that difference like between the two. Fun. Yeah, and then this last page here, I love this pose here, right here. I think the only thing that I would do is I would probably, yeah, I would make this panel bigger than these two. Like I would just make this one a little bit longer is all. And then I would also make it so the like pulling of the knife is a little more dramatic. So like if you were to take this guy, there's so many layers on this one. If you were to take this guy, you were to like really yank, like you want it to really feel like he's yanking the knife out of there. Like, I would, like, accentuate these, like, motion lines. Like, I would really make them like that. Like, really, like, pull that one from there. And then it's, like, have, like, the... where it's coming from. I'd have to give him some, like, surprise lines as well. And a little shock, like that. A thing that I like to do sometimes when people, like, trip, I do, like, a... whoop. Like that. Because it's just funny, right? It's like, you don't have to do that, but you totally could. And then, yeah, I would make this panel, like, bigger. So I would probably make it, like this. I might even, like, remove the panel itself. Like, I would make it, like, an open panel. He rolls. And then have some kind of, like, crash. Like that. And then the whoomp is great. If he's crashing through something... I don't exactly know what he's crashing through, so you would need another panel showing a thing that they're, like, going towards. Because it's, like, they have, like, a crash here, and there's, like, boards that are breaking, right? So, like, if they are crashing through something, you would probably need another panel in here somewhere that, like, shows the object that they're going towards, right? So you gotta be aware of that, too. But yeah, no, this sequence is so cute. I really do love it. Everybody claps! Claps for Bootleg Human. This one's super, super cute. Huge fan of this one. Well done. Thank you for letting me show your work on display. Really, really cute. I was using Anime Ace. You don't have to use Anime Ace if you don't want to. It's the common one. It's the one that most people use. But if you would prefer to use, like, whatever font you're using, that's Arial, I believe. If you want to keep using, it's either Arial or Calibri. No, that's Calibri, isn't it? I might be wrong. Hang on. I'm pretty sure it's Calibri, though. Oh, no, it's not Calibri. Oh, maybe it is. It is Calibri, yeah. So, like, if you want to use Calibri, you can if you want to. It's not a common one. Like, not a lot of people use Calibri for, like, comics. It's just, like, most comics are easier to read when they're all caps a lot of the time, and Calibri all caps just doesn't look good. But, like, that's sort of up to you what you choose to use, just as long as it's not a script font, and it's not a decorative font, you're okay. But, like, if you want to use this one, it's called, oh. There we go. What the heck happened there? Oh, it's because I had all the layers selected, my bad. But yeah, if you want to use this font that I was using, it's called Anime Ace 3.0. It's for free. If you're an indie comic creator or you're just an artist, you're allowed to use it for free. So you can just download that off of the website Blamblot. It's not sponsored. It's just I really like the font. We've got about half an hour left. Last one we've got here is Paula. Oh, Paula. Paula was in here earlier. I don't know if she's still in here. I don't think so. Sad. I do know this one, though. Paula said this is an older sample comic I did for grad school a few years ago. Just want to make the paneling and pacing better, especially during page 4. The action sequences, how to convey a darker skin with green tones of the comic is like manga black and white things in advance. Well, I was talking about, like, black and white, like, how you would make black and white work with, like, something like this. Hi, Paula. Artist in chat for everybody. Artist in chat. Point at Paula. But no, because these panel sequences, you see what I mean? Like, this, like, from the previous one as well, it's like these panels, it's like, even completely zoomed out, like, this is a much more fun composition to look at, right? Like, the like, different panel sizes, the different shapes, the different, like, angles and things, like, that's what we want. Like, you want each page, like, even though there's a bunch of illustrations on one page, you want the overall composition to feel like a really fun illustration. Like, even though it's a bunch of illustrations, you want it to feel like one, right? So, same thing. So I really love these panels. I think they're a lot of fun. And I mentioned it before, like, if you have somebody who is darker skin and you are working with, like, just, black and white, you wouldn't use halftones. It's like, it would be, like, what do you call it? instead of using halftones, you would just use like the flat color, right? And it's like you did it for the background here. It's like you just have some grays. So it's a little bit green. You would just have some grays, and it's the same thing. You would just use like a gray on like the skins if they're all in black and white. So it's like if you had like this character, like instead of keeping them like completely white, like I would. It's great because your lines are really closed, so I can just do this really easily. Like if you were to just like darken that really easily. Right? And it's like that helps like give off that this character is like a deeper skin tone. Without too much effort. Right? Let's check into the coloring. Okay. But you see, it's like they're not... Like, I'm not using halftones, because if you used halftones every single time, it would get really, really busy. But, like, even just doing that, like, it's already, like, wow, right? Like, they're already, like, they look darker, right? And, like, that's what you want, regardless. But yeah, so it's, like, that, like, it's great when you're working with black and white, because it's, like, then, like, you don't have colors to get in the way, you only have values. So, like, if a character is a darker value, you just use a darker gray. You don't need to, and again, you don't need to use halftones, because if you use all halftones, it's gonna get really busy and hard on the eyes. A thing that you could do if you really wanted halftones, again, it's like what I showed before. It's like if you select, like say it's like we got some of the shadows in here. If you really wanted to, a thing that you could do is like you take like the small halftones and just add a little bit of nuance to the shadow. Like that. If you really want to, but you don't have to do that. I think this is like a, like just a for fun thing, right? But it's like you can kind of see that there's like a little bit of halftoning going on. It's just, it gives a little bit more oomph to the shadow, but that is a little bit of extra work. So if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. I don't do that most of the time. I only do that if it's a full illustration. But yeah, so that's what I would do for the coloring bits. But yeah, a big thing, because I've read through this before, a big thing that I just noticed is just a lot of the posing and action is just a little bit stiff, is all that I have really picked up with this one. So let's go through and let me show you how I would do it. Because realistically, your pacing is fine. Like, the actual pacing of the story itself is good. It's just the emotion that is going on within the comic itself is a little bit stiff in certain places. So let's deal with that. Oh, I forgot to, let's actually put this in this one, so then, oh no, it's still fine. But yeah, let's put that in this, so then when I, yeah, lower the opacity, it doesn't look so wonky. So yeah, it's like the, high. I might actually even have a panel, like, this is good, it's like have them like in a long panel. I might even have one more here where it's like Ira like steps out. It's like we have like a shot of like an insert shot of like the foot kind of stepping in, and then it's like hi, it's like, hi, who are you? I'm Ira. Who are you? I'm Marish, Kenny, what are you doing here? I'm supposed to be meeting someone here. I might move, because it's like this one is like, because I'm a proprietor of, like, let's copy paste the panel. This time I might actually not, because it feels a little bit stiff, because all you've done is like change the visuals here. Hang on, I'm also checking for 180 rule. Okay, because if they're walking in this direction, they're walking here, they've turned around here. Like, they're turning around. If they turn around, have lines to show that. So it's like, have like a swivel around, so then you can see that they've turned around there. In which then this foot is actually wrong. So then you would have then the foot coming in from this direction. Those who don't know, 180 rule, it like dictates, just like it's, you need to be careful of what direction characters are moving at all times, because if you suddenly flip it 180, it doesn't work anymore, and like suddenly the flow of movement feels awkward. So yeah, have the footstep again. Iris steps in. Hi, who are you? Mira, she's Kitty. I'm supposed to be meeting someone here. Yeah, I'm supposed to be meeting someone here. I might even have like Mira instead. It's like she's like looking at him. Emphasize this movement again, where it's like have a medium shot here instead of like 2 long shots in a row, or 2, or have a close up instead of like another long shot or medium shot. And you can even have like Kenny sort of cut off here. Still mad dogging him. Right? But Mira's like, oh, it's like, so are we. And you can kind of have that. Like this, right? So you can kind of see that composition a little bit different. You can move the bubble up a little bit so then it's not covering. What's this comic about? This one, they run into this guy and he's bad guy, and they want to run away from bad guy. But you see what it is? It's like this. Like, it changes up the composition and makes it a little more interesting. It's like it gives it like a bit more movement to it. Mira's looking for her sister and the boy knows where she is. He's trying to ambush her. There you go! Excellent. Yeah, so if he walks past, great. And then we flipped again. So it's like he walks past, we still have Mira, or we still have Kinney on this side. Good, because then they flipped around, he walks past. You guys can help me find my person. Come on, I think they might be further in. I might have another panel here. It's like I might split this into 2, so then it's like that's kind of like awkward there though. Oh, you know what you could do? It's like if you have a bigger one up here, like this, and you could have one really small, thin one like that. Where like you have instead of Mira like being stopped right there, it's like then you can have a big one of Mira here. She's like, okay. I think we're chilling. And she's like willing to follow completely. You know? It's like she starts moving forward, right? So then it's like we have a panel of her actively starting to move. But then we keep Kinney back here. Just her arm down now, mouth closed instead. It's like she moves forward and then this panel. It's like the, okay. And like this panel is like grabbing the wrist. And it's like what you can do is like the triple bubble here, go across. No, like that, right? And then it's like the grab to the stop is like a no, right? And it's like that's like one action there, right? So it's like you've split up the action here instead, because it's like we don't get a panel of watching her start to walk. So it's like this way, it's like you get a panel of like, oh, it's like she's like, okay, I'm agreeing, I'm going this way, and then you have a panel of like no, right? So that's like the flow of action is a little bit stronger. You're the boy that was with those demons that took Vera yesterday. You did something to her bike, didn't you? I would even have this. I would even have this panel where it's like what you could totally do. Let me make this full opacity again. What you could totally do is like if you take this and then, because she has the realization, you could have it. Let's do it again. Let's run it back. If we like, make the whole panel black instead. So that it's like, because the background is fine, but it's like this way, we could like also like totally emphasize a couple more things. Because then now what we can do, it's like we'll have to mess with the hair a little bit, but like if you like have that, what you can do is just really easily like add a little like that to the hair, so that it's like it pops back out again. It's very similar to how you've done the inner parts of the hair, right? But you see that, and now it's like a realization, right? You could even do like a thing where it's like, I've done this before, where like that you have like a, you can, oh, like they've realized, that kind of thing. Usually you do that when it's like the, oh, we've had an idea, or like, oh, like this kind of thing. It's a very anime thing to do. But it's like you do this, and then like they have like the, like that. And that's like a, oh, it's, I've had an idea, I've had a realization, right? It's literally like the, oh, like the realization. Yeah. But it's like they have like the realization there, and it's like that gives you like an, oh, it's like the emotion, you can visually see the emotion happening, you can visually see the idea forming. Right? And then I might, and then same thing with what I've said with the other pages, it's like the other people here, right? It's like, let's intensify these bubbles, right? If you're like, she's like, where is she? It's like, where is she? Like that. Do multiple question marks. It's like you could do the exclamation point question mark, but I find that exclamation point question mark is good for like incredulous things. If you're like actively like questioning, it's like the where is she? Use multiple question marks. I find that it looks better. And then this panel, so we can give more room to the text. You can do it one of two ways. You can either have it where it's like you see the edge of his hair here and then the bubble is all down here, or the way that I would probably do it is you have the edge, it's like keep it directly from the back. I would instead move him so he's like here instead, and keep the back there, and you have like the, you can really intensify this, you know, like where is my sister, right? And again, it's like that emotion, you can feel it. It almost feels like the bubble is like stabbing him, right? It's like the words are trying to are actively trying to attack him, right? It's like you want the words to feel like they are attacking, you know? So it's like the where is she, where is my sister kind of thing, right? Oh yeah, no, I love doing this. I have a page that I'm planning on doing at some point where it's like Korn is just there and he's like, it's only him, it's like a full page spread and it's just black and white, and it's like the background is all black and he's just there completely in white, so it's like he really feels isolated. It's like you really have that like isolation panel. I love doing that kind of thing. It feels really great. This panel is good. I would raise him up more, so I would have him up here. Like, the look back is great. I would make the smile more sinister as well. So it's like if you have him turned, like the like... The easiest way to make a smile more sinister is like if you just show teeth. Like, show more teeth and actively draw them in, because we're told not really to draw teeth, but like if you actively do, it makes it feel a little bit creepier. So like if you just add in a couple of those teeth, you feel that. It's like that kind of like makes him like a lot more aggressive looking. You turn that around. And like you are missing the ear here. So that's another thing. Like if you're not, even if you're not cutting off the panel, anything where it is like, oh, this thing is probably gonna get cut off by this other thing, draw it in anyway. Like draw it in anyway first, and then when you actively draw the thing that covers it up, that's when you can erase. So with this one, right, it's like we'll have like the hair kind of moving up, and you see it's like some of the ear is still in there. So we do want to like do that. Right, and you can have him like up here, the over the shoulder kind of like thing, which if it is over the shoulder, you've kind of tilted the head back a little bit too much to naturally feel. If you want to try it right now, like if you like turn around, right, you notice that like if you start to look over your shoulder like naturally wants to go back with you when you reach a certain point, right? So if he's like looking over his shoulder, like you gotta bring the shoulder back too, right? So it's like if we have that going on there, we have like this little lightning, we'll just pretend that that hand looks okay, and like then we bring that out, right? So it's like that's more the pose that like I would probably do, and then the bubble would be in the center down here. So I would instead, so yeah, center him, keep all the lightning and stuff all around, and then I would center the bubble. So then the bubble would be like here instead, and then it's like the you are supposed to come alone. Isolate the word alone to really emphasize it, but you know what I mean. So it's like you can kind of feel how that feels. The anatomy sucks here, but like if you just imagine, because the legs should be a little bit higher. It should be like up here, yeah, and then it would be like that. But like you can feel that difference, right? This versus the original, right? It's like you can feel the emotional difference between the two, right? It's okay, Paula. There's gonna be a VOD, so you can always go back. You have the right idea with angling the panels. That's a really good way of doing that. But yeah, page 4. It's like you're right. This page does need a little bit of work. Let's do this then. Might have to redraw this one off to the side. So if we were to take this one, so action can be pretty difficult. If you are ever like, I don't know how to do this action, I don't know how to do this movement, I don't know how to do, yeah, this very stiff. If you don't know how to do the thing, you kind of have to do the thing. Like, you have to actively get up, do the action, because sometimes it is like really, really tough, like to visualize what the actual action will be. So like if I, like, there's a page in here, in my own like comics, like realistically, it's like with the Corn comic, it was the first time I'd ever done like I've ever drawn like a fight out, and like the movement is hard to track sometimes. It's like it's very tough sometimes. So like this, like the axe, and it's like it goes into like the axe coming down, he like twists on a heel and it like goes from the ground and he like slashes up into the next spider. Like this, like how the pose worked, how I had to how I had to model this for myself, I asked my brother, I was like, do you have anything that's like, do you have like a pole? Do you have any like long poles? And he's like, do I? And my dad's like a professional photographer. My brother's a hobbyist photographer. So my brother had a monopod. So tripods are 3 legs, monopods are 1. So he essentially hands me like an extending rod, and like he's like, here, just give it back later. And I was like, okay. So I had to like I stood there in my room like doing this action multiple times with a monopod. Like I stood up and I started like actively like pretending like, okay, I'm slashing down with the axe, and then I twist and slash upwards. I'm like, how does my body feel? How does it look? Right? And I had to do that like 6 times. Like I stood in my room like actively like slashing at the air, pretending that something was there for like a bunch of times. And then it's like, yeah, and then like he swivels around again and like holds the axe there, thing comes in the back, tilts his head back, so there's a small panel of the action happening. It's like he notices the thing. It's like he notices the thing. Small action panel of his head tilting back, and then the actual action happening. We get to see like the actual acid spray, and then a shot of the spider on the ground dying, and then we have like him actively going like, it's the last one here, right? So that kind of thing, right? If we were to do this, right? Realistically, the paneling, the pacing of the panels, like how many panels you put in there, I would have done the same about. Less is more with action, because it's like you want it to feel very, very fast. So it's like 1 panel per dedicated movement is good. Yeah, I would keep this one nice and open. And then, yeah, it's like I would have a panel of her getting ready. So if we were to do this again, I would start with the biggest thing that you could do just to make it more visually interesting is just change up the angles. So if I have the first one here, and he's like shooting his lightning out, I would just like from below, it's like make this like kind of like a low angle shot. It's, yeah, this eye. And then it's like move the whole body. So it's like if we have like a shot from below, then we have like the full body kind of moving here. Kind of like this, right? It's like you can already feel like how that feels a little bit different than this one. And then it's like from there, it's like we have like the lightning kind of going around. I should do this on a little bit later, just so that it's a little bit stronger. I might have to go overtime for this stream, but that's okay. Right, and then it's like, then we can have like the lightning kind of spraying in a few directions, so it's not just the one. And instead of focusing on background, because half of the reason, I'll be 10,000 with you, half of the reason why this also feels really stiff is because you drew a background in every single panel. And action tends to look better when sometimes you use the background to your advantage, and you don't actually draw in, like, the background itself. So, like, if you had, like, this lightning going on here, like, what I might do is I might just have, like, a... like the background do this magic, like just that, and it's like the whatever the lightning onomatopoeia would be, it might be like a srack. I like doing that one. It's pretty great. And then you can have a panel of like she's there and she's like getting ready. Mira is getting ready. That's Mira, right? Hang on. I don't remember the names. Yeah, Mira. Like, Mira is, like, getting ready. And, like, steps in front of... Kinney. Like, Mira steps in front of Kinney here. Like, have this one also from, like, a low angle. You can really have her like getting ready. I don't know what like her magic would look like getting ready, but like I might also like include that in there. Like it's like have like the, it's like maybe it's like a voom around her hands as she's like getting ready. It's like actively have her, it's like move the hair, have the hair like swoosh to the side a little as she like moves over. It's like you can have like the action lines, like have her push in here, and then like Kenny back here. Right, so it's like the swoosh comes back, and then it's like the voom, right? As like the magic gets prepped, and then you have like the panel of her blocking it. It's like that might be another one like here. It's like you'd have like what's happening. I might move this down actually. It's like if you have that, you move this one down here. So then it's like as she steps in, right? And then it's like the, instead of like it being straight from the side here, what you could do is like we've had having a lot of top down or bottom ups. If you have one that's top down instead, or then it like you can then have like maybe not a perfect top down, but a pretty intense top down, because then you can show like hands and like how far they're extending forward. It's like you can really splay out the thumb a little bit there. And it's like you can also have like one leg forward, one leg back as like a brace almost. She like does that, and then it's like the, have her here. This is like pretty intense foreshortening, so it's like the body's gonna be pretty low there, but then it's like you have like the shield. You can draw Kenny in a little bit back here. Maybe just like her. Like her legs, a little bit of the bottom of the thing here, but then it's like then you have like the no, it's never having the background every shot, honestly, it hurts you. But yeah, and then you can have like the lightning hit and it like spreads across like this, you know, you seeing how fast I'm moving with the lightning as well. That's how you keep lightning and like cracks and things like that looking natural and full of movement, because then it's like you're like really pushing it and like moving your hand that way as well. And then maybe like if it hits there, then it's like it's like as it like hits against the shield, right? And it's like it moves around and like away from them. And then like from the shield, then we can go back to like a low angle. It's like we have like the it's like we have a bit of, now it's like Mira is no longer the center of attention, so we can like cut her off. She like notices like back here, it's like her hands are still up, maybe the force field is still up like this, but then now we can have like Kenny at the ready. Yeah, instead of having the baseball bat forward, because it's like the way that this is held right here, it's like the bat is facing forward, like as if you're about to stab it. If we are having the bat like she's about to swing it, then it's like we probably want it back. So it's like then we can have like open that mouth up. It's like really like get big and angry. Really open that up. head back a little bit more. Yeah, you might actually have to add a panel or two to this one. It's not the end of the world. You don't I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but like if you yeah, if you well, you have to make her a little bit smaller. Whoop. This is a pretty small panel, just in general. But yeah, if you were to like pull this, because you wanted it as like a swing to the side. So it's like, if we think about how baseball players actually hold it, it would be up and back, right? It's like the bat would be back here instead. And then we can have her like coming forward like she's about to run. It's like we have one leg forward, one leg back. Yeah, and then you can do like, instead of like a bubble, like what you can do is you can fill this back page here. You can go like, and you can even have like a little bit of it peeking out towards her, but it's like let it take up that space, right? So it's like, that's loud. It's a war cry, you know? And then like if she goes to hit him, that's another one where you can, if you think about like a baseball batter, right? If you hold up a baseball batter, right? You hold the baseball bat over your shoulder, and then when they swing it, they actually use one hand is more for stability and the other one is actually swinging. So when you swing the baseball bat, you're actually like moving one arm all the way back, right? So like if you think of that motion, it's like you start from the top of the shoulder, you swing backwards, right? From behind you. So like if she's trying to swing for him, then it's like, maybe if we do another top-down shot, then it's like she like swings backwards. Yeah, and she swings backwards, right? And like, then we get to see the whole arc of the bat as well. So then it's not just completely like lost to movement. So then you have like the whole arc of the bat, and then you can watch him like, you can watch her like whiff. Because a baseball bat, realistically, that's a lot of reach. So like if she missed him, then he's gotta like dip. He's gotta like really move out of the way. So like if he like, you can watch him like really step out of the way. Like really like bounce back. So it's like one leg here, the other one back. He like really like moves out of the way. You can even do like a whiff, like she whiffs the entire hit, right? Use his hair as movement, have it pushing that way, right? So it's like a really whiffed like kind of movement thing. Swings for him, he moves back, right? Again, always keeping the 180 rule in mind. If she's going in here and the hand is moving this way, then you got to rotate that. Think about, because the bat was here initially and now it's back here now. And now she's left open, so then yeah, we have another panel here. And she's like, yeah, and then he like takes his shot, and he's like jumping already, so he then, what you can then do is like have him like reach around with this arm, get a nice foreshorten thing going on here. You only have to draw in one eye. Hair is already moving this way. And then all you gotta do years of experience. I have in fact been drawing comics since I was in single digits. And then, yeah, and then you can just kind of draw in her shoulder instead. And you can have, like, the lightning, like, strike her here. Right? And he's, like, still kind of, like, moving to the side here. Right? So then it's like you can really feel that movement a little bit better. Right? So it's like the... And then, like, her hitting against the tree. If you go, like, the... If you do, like, the... If she, like, gets hit, then you can do, like, the... loud scream. Because that probably hurts. See, I've never been struck by lightning. I feel like it probably hurts. So we could probably have her... just a little hunch. I feel like it probably hurts. So then she, like, screams. And you have, like, that kind of over there. And then... No, I just like comics. And then, like, she gets blown back into the tree. You can keep it head on if you want. Like, if you want to do that, that's completely fine. Like, if you want to kind of keep that there. I might actually make it 3/4 just because then it feels a little more impactful. And again, a little bottom up kind of angle. And this one you can also show a couple of teeth because it's like that hurts. Ow, owie, right? She, like, slams into the tree. And then, like, when she's hitting into the tree, make sure you have those impact frames. Make sure you're drawing that, like... Yeah, I love facial expressions. Make sure that you, like... Well, first her hair would also be, like, kind of moving like that. Make sure you have those impact frames, right? You really want to, like, show off that she was, like, slammed into there. So you're gonna do, like, a... You can do the thing that I do, where it's, like, you have it match the perspective, and it's like wham, like that, right? And she, like, really slams into that tree, right? And that impact feels a lot harsher, right? As that, like, slams into there, you know? So it's like you can feel, like, this versus, like, this, right? Because it's like you have the mix of the facial expressions and then also just a lot of different angles and movement. The more action that is going on, like, it's gonna be moving fast. That means that you have to make it visually interesting, right? So it's like, with this one, it's like, we have, like, to the side ones, but, like, we're constantly kind of moving what angles, we're shifting the camera around, we're messing with, like, the angles that we're looking at, right? The horizon line is tilted, right? So it's like, you want to kind of move around with it and, like, really get kind of gnarly with what's happening, right? Yeah, and then I'd probably do, like, this one, I'd open up that mouth more. Just, like, drop the jaw a little bit more. I really like that. And then, like, kitty. Right, like, really shout. You can go outside the bobs, too. Yeah. And if she... Like, yeah, if she's, like, limp like that, like, her head is not gonna be up straight like that. It's gonna be, like, she's gonna be, like, flopped hands like that on the ground. She's, like, in the anatomical position, like the Golden Freddy position, you know. It's like she might be like that, you know, hair like that. And then it's like you'd really... moving. And then it's like if she's, like, really running, then it's like we want one shoulder back. Like, if we're, like, if she's, like, really heading there, like, we want one shoulder back because, like, the arms are, like, pumping to like move, right? So it's like we got one shoulder back, one forwards, right, as she's like getting ready to run. But then this pose also makes this panel hit harder, because then it's like her arm is going back and then like he grabs her. You'd probably want more of a struggle in this one too, since like if she's like the let go of me. Honestly, if you keep his like that flat, like can't do that, it honestly shows off a lot of confidence. So it's like you could probably keep that in there. I said one submission only. I didn't say only one page. I mean, actually, I didn't write it. But, like, for me, I'm like, if there's multiple pages, like, I didn't want multiple different comics that everybody's submitting. If you have, like, one submission and it is just multiple pages, that's fine. I don't mind that. These were submitted a long time ago, regardless. So yeah, if you, like, can't do that. Yeah, I would probably have her in more of a struggle. So it's, like, then she's, like actively trying to, like, get away, but he's like, he can't, like. Right, so like if she's like, get away from me, and it's like, go of me, get off me, who are you? Her like hand, I might actually, yeah, because the way that I'm drawing it right now, like the angle is changing. It's like he's like holding her. Yeah, so this was a PDF. Yeah. And he's like holding her and she's like trying to like break free, but he can't, like. But then that would mean then it's like this one is like, it's a little more foreshortened. Yeah, it's like if you keep him like really like monotone, that it's like he looks cocky, or like he looks more confident. Right, so it's like you kind of feel that a little bit. Right, it's like it looks like more of a struggle than before. It's like, well, let go of me, can't do that. And he starts that. This is good. I love that. It's like the, right? You could probably make the expression more intense. And then kind of like do like a, like that. And then it's like, that's like a warning shot almost. Yeah, no, I didn't, like, I was gonna redraw it anyway, but yeah, it feels a little bit awkward, whether it's the front or the back. I'm guessing it's the front, so I'm like, I was just like, yeah. Like, based on the fingers, like, it felt like the front, kind of. Oh, well, no, because then the thumb isn't there. Ooh, was this the back? Whoa, was that supposed to be his back? Okay, then that's crazy then. No. Yeah, I said let go. This would have the same principle, so we're getting kind of really far over time, so I'm trying not to take too much time, but that would have the same principle as, like, this one, right? When it's, like, when she shoots him, it's like I said, let go. But this is also strange, because then it's, like, if he's still holding her hand, then it's, I guess it is the back, yeah. If he's still holding her hand, then you're missing her arm here, too. Like, she can, like, swivel around. Oh, well, no, because this is the... Hang on. Sorry. I'm visualizing in my head. I'm visualizing. No, that's right. So this hand is the one being held. So you're missing this arm here. So then that would be, like, moving forward. So you'd swivel around. This arm swivels around. She, like, goes to do that. Then he would just have more of like a that, right? If he's like being like totally epically beamed away, it's like make that shot more intense too. So it's like really have him like, if you go like boom, right? And then I would have one more panel here of her actually going to Kitty. Like I would have this panel. This panel would not be this. It would be her like turning around. Like it would be like, so then it's another like active change of like the 180 rule. So then it's like, then she like turns, looks concerned. That's a really anime looking face, but it's like she turns around. Make sure you add in the action lines. It's like she turns around. And then she goes and there's this panel where then she's like, that's this one. Then she's like, goes and helps her out. Right, and it's like she goes and like actively like helps her out. Yeah, and it's like the you okay? Oh, this crossed over here. Oopsie doopsies. That's alright. You can even do like that. Because it's like if they run away. Yeah. It's like then you can leave room for that. It's like she goes down to like help her. It's like the you okay? And it's like, come on. Let's go. Right? You can do that magic. This one points down here, and this one goes here, right? And then it's like a stacking, easy to follow, you know? And then you can have this panel, so then he's now here. Like, you can even close this in. It's like, if we think about our perspective, realistically, we would want him higher anyway. So if this is where their shoulders are, his shoulder should be there too. So then we'll have his shoulder here. And that's the hair. So it's like that, right? Because based on where the horizon line is, looks like it's like right here-ish. That means that their shoulders are on the horizon line, therefore his shoulders also need to be in line with the horizon line too. Oops, sorry. Then this is good here, like if you have like one panel of him charging up. I would make that smaller though, and I would make this more of an insert shot. So like if we have that in there, and I would have this panel be the open one. So then if we have like this as an insert shot instead, because then we can focus on, or it's like an extreme close-up, actually, that's what you would call this, because then you can focus on like his teeth, and then it's like he's like gritting them, like he's pissed, he's literally so ready to fight a guy, right? And you can really close in on the teeth there. So he's like getting real mad, right? Hand is like curled up there, and then we can have like the lightning and whatnot around him, and you can have like a bunch of like little ones, right? Feel that difference, right? And it's like you can kind of feel that energy kind of moving around, and then you can have this panel where then he's like eyes wide. Let's make that expression uglier, you know? If he's mad, make him mad, right? Teeth? Oh, he's got like oh, he's got teethies. Okay, whoa, hold the phone. Let's fix that then. 1 second. You got fangs? Let's fix that. And then you can really push that there, you know? Yeah. Really make him look enraged, right? Like, really, like, grah, you know? It's like, that's a little intense, but, like, you can probably push that back a little bit, actually. But, like, it's... Oops. No. You could probably, like, move that back a little bit, but... It's like, really, really push that jaw back a little bit. The ear there. Yeah, you know, like, really have him, like, set off. This eye is a little high up there, but let's just push this down a little. Stop it! Stop doing Control F. Okay. Alright, and, like, really have the hair blow back. Right move with this pose, though. Right? You can really have him, like, because you see, it's like this emotion is a lot more explosive, so it makes more sense for this one to be the big one, right? And you have, like, the lightning and stuff. It's kind of going around, right? And instead of limiting it to, like, a bubble, literally just, like, let the speech bubble be the panel, right? It's like, let him, like, really, like, rage against the machine, you know? Like, really, like, let that, like, go there, right? You sort of feel how that feels a little bit different, right? It's like the pacing of that and, like, the strength behind it. Because, again, it's like the more important the panel is, the bigger that you want it to be. So if we want, like, because this one being open tells us that one's more important, and then this one is a little less important, but this one feels more emotionally charged, right? It's like he's actually, like, charging up, and it's like we get that kind of feeling back there. All right? But yeah. It's cool, though. I like this sequence. I like, again, it's like, realistically, your pacing is good. Like, your pacing is perfectly fine. It's just a lot of, like, the emotion behind the actual posing and stuff is, like, could use a little work, but that's, like, fine. It's like, that is, like, honestly, like people, like, getting used to, like, drawing more intense, expressive work, and, like, really learning the idea of, like, trying not to be a perfectionist with, like trying not to be, like, too pretty with all of your posing is, like, tough for a lot of people, so don't worry about it. It's a tough principle, but you got this. I think it's great. You've done so good so far. Claps for Paula, everybody. Thank you so much for submitting. Thank you so much for letting us take a look at your work on stream. We appreciate you. But with that, friends, it's like 5:30 now. We are far past our time. So hopefully you like this bonus content. It's a good thing I only picked 4 instead of the full 6 as normal. If you don't know too much about me, don't know too much about the studio, hey, wingcanvas.com. Check out the classes. We are on our final week of the winter term. We're starting up the spring term next week. So if you are still looking to get some classes, we've got some openings. Come hang out. Come say hi. Check out the classes that we offer, wingcanvas.com. These files that you see in front of you will actually not be available on the Discord this time around. They will be only available to our lovely submitters, the people who actually were critted today. But you can join the Discord and ask admin to reach out to me so that I can give you your working file. And I will gladly hand that over. It will have all of the layers and all the things that you can sift through, and that's all yours. But normally, what we would do is working files would be available on either Patreon or School, and you can also get additional class recordings and things. And you can see some additional fun things that members only get. You can also get access to the members chat. It's the only place that I hang out. I'm never in general. I'm only in the members channels. So if you want to hang out there, then you totally can. This Sunday, if I remember correctly, you guys have Faye. Why am I watching my own video? Nope. Okay. Bye. Oh, never mind. I lied. Oh, no. There should be another... Why is that not happening? Hang on. Hold the phone. There should be one on Sunday with Faye. Yes, on Sunday you guys have Faye. Faye is going to be teaching you guys how to draw faces like a mangaka. That's going to be interesting. So that is going to be this, sorry, not Sunday, Monday. You guys have Monday with Faye. And then next week, Saturday, you will have, or no, this video's unlisted. Never mind. Are we not doing that one anymore? Oh, well. If we were doing it, then I guess it's happening, but if we're not, then I guess we're not. But next week, Saturday, you guys are going to be having Josh. Josh is going to be doing an art style study with you guys for both Saturday and Monday. So he will be there with both of you guys, for both days. But alright, I'll thank you all so much for joining me today, and I'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Au revoir, bye-bye.